beautiful BBs, it is I, Mama Tanjas. So as you can see, I am not in my apartment. I am kind of on a little bit of a trip right now, and I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about some of my favorite travel hacks, tips. Like if I had to travel with one bag, all of these things would be in that bag. So as a big girl, my clothes take up a lot more space in luggage. But here's what I tend to do, especially when I'm going on a trip somewhere more temperate. I will pack more options for one kind of outfit. So this is kind of like a standard black dress. I don't even know how far back I can go. Little black dress, little black dress. I'm also wearing my Society 6 little bralette, so I will link to that below if you want to check those out, because I get asked that all the time on the Instagram when I'm wearing this little bralette. It's super cute. So what I'll do is I will pack like just a basic kind of dress, usually just one color that'll go with a lot of things. I will bring a lot of these little like shifts, these little cover-up things. Guys, I'm serious, I have a whole collection, okay? Like just for today, like these, all of them. Oh, here's another one. Like, this is so many outfits, and with these you can tie them different ways. I can make this cover more, I can make this cover less. I can do whatever I want. As long as I have some pins and some strategic tying situations, you can make a bunch of really cute outfits. It takes up a lot less space. I can kind of mix and match. This is something that I do a lot. It just makes it easier to have a bunch of different outfits without kind of sacrificing the space in my luggage. Another thing is cute, comfortable, go along with everything kind of shoes. I don't want to pack a bunch of shoes. I'm not a heels girl. I'm 5'11", so everything I own is flat. So I try to find like really cute flats that will go with a lot of stuff. These are kind of been my recent obsession. These are from DSW. They look like, I mean, they're probably dirty right now, so I apologize, but they look like some rainbow star bright bullshit, and I love every second of it. And they're Crocs, so they're super, super comfortable. They're thin, they take up no space, they're easy to travel with. They're pretty durable actually. I've been doing pretty well with them. They definitely have supportive shoes, but also if you can have like little flats you can just throw in, wear with a dress, wear with pants, wear with whatever you want. Like, I highly recommend these, and I'll probably be wearing these until they break, so. Now for me, when I'm traveling, especially like I just went to Orlando, and so it's super humid there, and so there's just no prayer in the world that I could give to the Lord above that would make my hair stay straight. It's just not gonna happen. So I'm not gonna pack I almost said a blowtorch. I'm not gonna pack a blowtorch. I'm not gonna pack like a hair dryer. Usually those are in hotels anyways. I'm not gonna pack a bunch of brushes to like make it, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to embrace my natural hair texture. The way that I can kind of control that, especially like at nighttime if I wanna go out and do stuff. Like during the day, I can kind of put this up. These I'm obsessed with from Sephora. I like to use these just to make top buns. I like to use them to just put my hair up and dry it a little bit, like while I'm like putting my makeup on or doing stuff. And like a year ago, I saw Allie Speed when I went to go visit her using these, and then they became a thing. So I'm crediting Allie Speed with coming up with this magical everything. The reason these little phone cord things are so cool is because they don't really like get knotted in your hair. And I went to the beach the other day and it was just a rat's nest, and this still I could like kind of easily get out. So the hair just doesn't get like, it doesn't warp it or do anything weird to it. Like when you put it in a ponytail and it creates that weird like little line. This doesn't do that, so highly recommend. I also recommend a curling wand. This is like, it's gonna take up no room in your luggage. This you can just plug in. I can just kind of define some curls in my hair to make it a little fancier for nighttime. Usually get some bobby pins, pin it up, make it look a little like I did something, which I really didn't. But you'd be like shocked what people believe that you like the time you put into your hair when you're like, yeah, no, it took me like 2 seconds to put this in a bobby pin, but yeah, it's wavy, so you think it's something. It's not. This is gonna depend on your hair texture and all of that stuff, but for me, these work really, really well. Number one thing that I travel with and I try to use as much as possible is sunscreen. This is Tarte Guard. This is new. I haven't really used this yet. Are you gonna focus, bitch? Can you focus? There. Okay, well, you tried. Sunscreen, important, especially when you're traveling a bunch of different places. I don't care if it's sunny or it's cloudy. Sun's still getting through. Cover yourself. I highly recommend getting these little travel size deodorants. Also, side note, fat girl hack. Not really fat girl hack. Meghan Trainor ruined it for us all by making fat girl stuff really exclusive, but this is for chub rub. If you are a BB that gets chub rub, this is a trick that I have used on occasion. You put this on your skin on both of your inner thighs. It doesn't feel like death when I'm walking and I'm wearing shorts or my thighs are touching. So little baby deodorants, little powder deodorants. Also things that you should always have. Always have coconut oil. Coconut oil cures, solves, does everything. You can cook with it, you can put it in your hair, you can wash your face with it, you can put it on burns, you can do anything with coconut oil. I'm convinced that coconut oil could do my taxes if I wanted it to. Just find a little container. This is one that I got that had coconut oil in it, and I used it all up, and I just keep putting coconut oil back in. This is going to save your life. Just take it with you, trust me. Trust me. Also, any kind of dry shampoo, any style extending spray, I think that's like the fancier way of saying dry shampoo. This is Amika, the Shield. This stuff is super cute, super good. This is just good to have on the road in general, especially like, you know, when I was traveling and doing music stuff. Listen, I made sure I got a shower as many days as I could, but some days you just don't get them when you want them, and so you gotta use some dry shampoo and make it work. Also, highly recommend having a really nice perfume or cologne or body spray. This one I've been traveling a lot. This is Miu Miu. I'm obsessed with this. I wore this at Playlist. If you smelled me at Playlist and you complimented me, this is what I was wearing. I bought this for the packaging, no lie, but it's just like a really subtle sandalwoody, I don't even know what sandalwood smells like. I got it in my mouth. Still tastes good though, still tastes good. Another trick though, you can go to Sephora and you can get samples. You can get like 3 samples at a time of perfume. So if you are in a place that has Sephora, which is like pretty much everywhere, if you can find a Sephora anywhere that you travel to, you could like just go hang out at the mall, get some samples of perfume, and you are set. So I get samples, like little baby samples all the time. You can get 3 at a time. Just do it every time you go in and you will stock up, and you will always have perfume that is travel ready and good to go. If you didn't already catch the theme of travel size stuff, catch it. Now, a lot of hotels and places you go will have shampoo and conditioner, but I do highly recommend at least having a conditioner that works really well with your hair. I tend to travel with like little Bumble and Bumble shampoo and conditioners. This is the BB Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Conditioner and Shampoo. This is sulfate free, so it's gonna, you know, fuck with my hair the least bit, and it's just good to have this on hand. You just never know. I also highly recommend like solid shampoo bars and conditioning bars from Lush. I really enjoyed those for a while, and then I got one that just like super dried out my hair, so I was scarred by the experience. But I also have super processed dry hair, so it's not gonna probably be the same for you. It's all trial and error, you guys. It's all trial and error. But those are super easy and convenient to travel with. I tend to travel with like little surf sprays, little Bumble and Bumble conditioner, lotion things, whatever. It just works really well for my wavy hair. I just like it. This is the Surf Infusion Spray. I have their surf spray in general, but this is like a shinier version of that. So again, I have processed hair, so this dries it out a little bit with the salt spray. I get it, I know, don't leave it below my comments, but sometimes I need a little bit of texture, and this just makes it a little bit easier. When mama wants texture and wants to go out to the beach and just like have it all going, this is it. I also highly recommend for gentle women, gentlemen, gentlefolk, if you have a period. Sometimes it is hard to travel with a bunch of tampons and pads or whatever it is that you like to use. I highly, highly recommend menstrual cups. I've done a video over here that you can go check out about this particular menstrual cup. But this comes with the case, obviously. I brought it out to show you. These are so easy to travel with. I really like these ones, particularly for travel. I do have a Diva cup too, which I really, really enjoy. I think that like when I'm home, that's a better one. But like for travel, these are just so compact, so easy, especially for beginners. These are just easier to use and put in place. And they are super helpful when you are in situations where maybe you can't get to like a CVS or a Walgreens or something to get pads or tampons, or just I highly recommend like looking into menstrual cups. Big fan. Not today, Jesus, not today. Another trick, whenever you go to Sephora or you go to Kiehl's or you go to Clinique, you go wherever there's skincare stuff. Usually, like if you go in and buy something or even just look at stuff, you can get samples, okay? I always ask for samples. I went to Kiehl's recently. They have them like in airports and shit now. So I got this Ultra Facial Overnight Hydrating Mask. These are so bomb for when you are on the road because they are kind of like, you can extend them over a few days, which is usually how long you'll be in the hotel or you'll be traveling. And you don't have to pack like a huge tub of whatever it is that you want to use on your face. It's also a really good time traveling for me especially. It's a really good time to try things you haven't tried before. Little risky because if you have like super sensitive skin, I do have sensitive skin, you might have like some kind of breakout or reaction, so definitely be careful on that end. But any kind of like overnight masks, like face washes, anything you can get in sample travel size, do it. samples all day, every day. Now, if you do have a breakout, which is something that does happen, and I have used the toothpaste method, I have used like the aspirin and eye drops and whatever you're supposed to do, these are really, really good. These are Kate Somerville. These are Kate Somerville Eradicate To Go. Now these are really cool, and this is why I bought these. They reminded me of when I got my nose pierced when I was 18. Yes, I got my nose pierced when I was 18. It's a whole story, right? Probably a story time. We'll make it fucking story time. And they have things just like this. This little Q-tip that you break the top of, all the liquid goes down, and I would have to put that like on the place where I got pierced. This is the exact same thing, but for blemishes. So there's like this little mixture at the bottom that kind of reminds me of like a Mario Badescu, like the drying cream oil shit, powder stuff. And it's pretty much exactly like that, but you break this, all the liquid goes down, it makes this, it soaks this up, and then you can kind of just put that on your spots, and by the next day they tend to go away for me. So highly recommend. Also super easy for travel. Just put it, just put a few of these in your bag and you're good to go. Now, as far as saving space goes, if you don't want to bring a face wash and some kind of scrub, I have to exfoliate a lot. I have very dry skin. If I don't exfoliate like every other day and I put makeup on, oh baby Jesus, no, it is not a good situation. So I would highly recommend getting this is from Sephora. This is like a little scrubber brush, and I bring this with me, and I'll just use my face cleanser and scrub away. I would recommend though not to use this every day, because I've used this every day before and it dries my skin out, like to the point where I think I was at Playlist and my skin was kind of like, it just felt cracking, like it was super dry. So I had to stop using this as often. But if you want to use this like once within your travel, whatever, if you see a lot of kind of like buildup, you need to exfoliate, definitely have one of these on hand. Maybe I was just going a little too hard. I don't know. I just get super obsessed with exfoliation. It's probably too much, but mama's got dry skin. I need to get it off my face. Here's what saved me though when my skin was super dry at Playlist. I brought face masks. Now it wasn't this exact face mask. I just have a bunch on hand all of the time. My favorite ones are the Travel Mate. Travel Mate is fucking incredible. The first time I used it, I was like, oh my absolute God. I like those too because you can I can feel my skin like soaking it all up. Okay. It's haunted here. It's fucking haunted, you guys. My skin soaks up face masks like you wouldn't believe. Like I feel like I could use one every day. I try not to. I try to use one a week. But traveling, especially being on a plane, it dries you all out. I'm all imbalanced. When I get to a hotel, I immediately put one of these on and my skin feels incredible. Also, if you're traveling for a while and you this is definitely not a sponsor. I don't even know if I have a code or anything for this. I'm gonna check because I've been using this for over a year. But I get the Dollar Shave Club razor cartridges. So you get sent a razor and then you get all these cartridges every month. And this is I have so many of these, first of all, because I don't use them fast enough. I like stocked up on them, but they're so helpful for travel, especially if you're gonna be gone for a while and you don't want to have to keep buying razors or anything like that. You bring one razor, you have all of these, and it's so easy to just like throw one away, put a new one on. It's incredible. This is like one of the best investments I make every month, and I will link below if you want to check that out. I don't even know if I have a code or anything like that. Again, not sponsored, just something I really like. Sometimes you don't have a lot of room for makeup, so you really got to pick and choose your palettes strategically. This is a palette that I've just used to hell. I bring it if there's like one palette I need that can do eyebrows, can do some eyeshadow, this is it. It is the Too Faced Matte Eye Palette. I have used this to hell, you guys. Like, obviously, I love in this section, Chinchilla and Coffee Bean are my main bitches, and this is great. Now, sometimes I will bring this and I'll bring like one of those little round singular, like shimmery eyeshadows. Doesn't matter what brand, just whatever, just to kind of like add a little shimmer, but these are so good, so standard. Find the palette that talks to your heart, that speaks to your soul. That is Too Faced Matte Eye for me. I'm also a big fan of accessories that can be mixed and matched. Some of these are missing right now because I've mixed and matched them a little too hard. I think I got this at Target actually. So this is like earrings that says there's over 10 ways to wear it. So you have like the main little earrings and then you can put them in different like longer versions. So you could change up essentially the style of what you're wearing. Now when it comes to travel and video stuff, I'm lucky because I'm in Los Angeles right now, so I actually have my Canon 70D, which is what I'm filming on, which is a really, really nice camera. But when it comes to travel and if I have to shoot on the road, I'm much more likely to travel with my Sony a5100. This has a Sigma lens on it. This is a 19mm Sigma lens. You can get a bunch of different lenses and all of that online. Sigma lenses have been pretty good so far for me for this. I like this camera because it is small. It is essentially like a little digital camera. It's easy to travel with. It doesn't have awful sound, but it definitely doesn't have like a mic. There's no input for the mic, so be aware of that. Like you might have to get a different version, but I got this because of the flip screen, honestly, and because I knew I was gonna be using that more when I was vlogging. If I were gonna sit down in a hotel room and make like a video and I needed sound. So with this, I will usually bring a little like tripod, like a little baby tripod on the side. So if I set up my camera in my hotel room, I can put the camera up, and then I can also put like a Zoom H1, like a little recorder, set that up, sync them later on, you know, when I'm editing, and that just makes it all work. It's just a little bit easier than kind of carrying around like my way more expensive camera and sound equipment. This is kind of a new thing that I've been doing. When I travel, obviously I like to bring a laptop for editing and emails and all of those fun things. And I've had a MacBook Pro for a while, which is super, super nice, but just, you know, it was a little bit too bulky. So I did recently get a MacBook Air. These are super, super thin. I would highly recommend looking at refurbished ones. I found like a really good deal on one that had a lot more space. The way that I've been using that has been, I don't really keep too much on it, but I do travel with an external, so I can edit right off the external. This probably isn't like ideal for your everyday editing laptop, but when I'm traveling, every little like millimeter of space is important. And finally, when I am traveling, I like to try to read. I do have a Kindle and I have a Nook. I have all of those things, and those are nice, but if there's something in me that still loves to have a book around, so I tend to travel with too many of them, but don't worry. The one that I've been traveling with lately that I'm still working my way through is a book called Main Street Vegan. This is by Victoria Moran. Everything you need to know to eat healthfully and live compassionately in the real world. I haven't made an official video yet about trying to go vegan, but you can go check out my podcast with Ava. We are way behind because we've been traveling and just like our schedules are never whatever, but it's coming back. Bad Vegans is coming back. So I'm just trying to like educate myself on eating well and not killing cute little baby animals. The only like real drawback I've had honestly has been fish. I grew up in Michigan. I grew up on lakes. Whitefish is just like, oh my God, perch, holy baby Jesus. But I'm working on it. It's easier for me to see little baby pigs and little baby cows and think, no, I don't want that. But that's the part that I'm still working on for sure. But my goal is to become vegan, or as vegan as possible, plant-based, nutritionally, whatever. I just want to cause the least amount of harm that I can. So it's been something that I've been looking into. If you want to leave a shitty comment, you can, but like I don't really care. It's not your life. So this is the book that I'm reading. I'm also a big fan of like if I go to the airport before I get in a flight, buying a book. Like if I don't bring anything with me, just buying a book and trying to read it on the plane. I never really end up doing that, but it's a nice thought. It's a little bit of an adventure. I like it. I feel like this could be a continuing series because I'm always like finding new products that I like. I'm always finding like new electronics that I like to travel with instead. There's always new tips and hacks and all kinds of goodies that I'm always coming up with. So maybe the travel thing will be a continuing series, especially since I'm always on a plane. I'm never sleeping in my own bed. But yeah, let me know some of your favorite like standard travel things you bring with you. Like if you had one bag and you had to put everything in that one bag, what would you bring? And maybe I'll make that like an official challenge. Maybe one of these videos, I'll just get a bag and I'll just put like, if I had to leave for 3 days, what would I bring? That would be really hard. We should try to do that.